Hi guys, Paige here with Uplifted channel, back again with a little more information and blah 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 from the old pie hole. I wanted to talk a little bit about Lyft and Uber and driving for both companies and how to make more money. So that's the whole point of this thing. If you're going to invest your time, and you already are, or maybe you're considering doing some driving for Lyft and Uber, I just have some what I think is solid advice that's helped me make some more money, and this is probably not be all end all, just some quick notes I jotted down and wanted to share with you. So the first thing that you're probably already aware of is for Lyft you have the prime zone, and for Uber you have surge pricing. I did a little video earlier about new driver tips and what to do in terms of going to these zones and helping you make more money. They are great, and I admit I do go to them when I'm able to, if it's convenient. But I find that a lot of other drivers are going there, and it's funny, if I leave that area or I just get a little outside of the zone, I will pick up a ride. So one handy thing you can do is you need to have the ability to look at the passenger's point of view so that you're aware exactly how many other drivers are out there in your area. If it's all congested, and sometimes the prime pink little square on the app showing you the zone that does have the prime rates, sometimes it doesn't appear, so it fluctuates. Sometimes it says it's 25% higher, or it's a 50% higher, then it jumps to 75, or 100% higher, or I've even seen it go up to 200% higher, and then 2 seconds later it's back down to 25%. So it's all this crazy algorithm based on riders and passengers and where your location is and what the supply and demand is. So my best advice is try to get to those areas if you can, but the moral of the story is pick up every single ride or every single ping that comes through. So accept all of the rides that you can. If you happen to get to these surging or prime zones, that's fantastic. The other thing that is really helpful is just kind of luck and timing. It's nothing you can really alter or change, but timing is everything. So just be ready. As soon as you hit go, turn on, it's showtime. Make sure your car's clean, you've got gas, you're ready to go. Everything smells good, whatnot. So timing is everything with this, so there is a little bit of luck involved. But getting to know your areas and where you, like if you have events going on, that's huge. So be smart, be aware of your surroundings and what's happening. I work and live in San Jose, California, which is the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, and not too far from like downtown San Jose, so it's a major metropolitan hub. Where we have the San Jose Sharks, a lot of games, so I try to keep up when the Sharks games are happening. I'm a fan, but I just don't have the time or take the time to actually go to a bunch of games. It's expensive. But anyway, so if there's a game, I'll try to go there, or if there's concerts or there's conventions. Comic-Con just happened a couple weeks ago here. I didn't even know it was happening, and just started seeing a bunch of people. As I was just driving, I saw a ton of people like crossing the street in crazy outfits and cosplay and that sort of thing. I went, oh my God, Comic-Con, let me turn the app on. There's got to be a ton of people. So that was helpful. So know your area. Try to work out of your comfort zone. If you can work close to home, that would be ideal. So depending on, maybe there's not a lot of Lyft users in your area and there's more Uber or whatnot, you would want to have both apps and be able to accept both types of rides. And I will get into that in just a sec about some tips that helped me when I was using both apps. Mention tips, especially if it's a Lyft passenger. That's one thing that I like to discuss that I love about Lyft, that they let us have tips, and Uber really discourages it, or maybe they just don't encourage it. So with people, I'll just let them know, hey, Uber does not encourage it, although if someone's going to give you one, then let them know it's definitely not required at all. But sure, thank you. Work late. A lot of these people taking these, and I've done it myself when I've had a few too many to drink and I don't want to drive. That's what one of the best benefits of this service is. It can be a hassle dealing with intoxicated drunk people, but that's going to be half your riders or more, especially if you're a late night person. So between the hours of 10 and 2 is huge. There's tons of surging and prime rates out there. You have to be able to be a little more patient and tolerate drunk passengers, or maybe not drunk, but intoxicated passengers. I've never had a real bad experience yet, but I've learned do not let people eat in your car. Case in point, I picked up about 4 people in my little 3 Series sedan, and these are pretty big dudes, so I felt bad for the tight space in the back seat. But they had a long ride. This was probably at 1:30 at night. They were going to be going, and it was like super prime, so I knew it was going to be a good ride monetarily. We were probably going to be driving less than 8 miles, and I ended up getting like 36 bucks from that. So that was a good one, but it was late, and they wanted to go through Jack in the Box on the way home. They happened to live around the corner from me, so I thought that was kind of cool. We're playing music, having a good time. Everything kind of is going as planned. One of the passengers had a taco when they arrived in my car, which I didn't notice. They didn't mention. Spilled taco meat everywhere in the back seat. That was annoying. And that made everyone else hungry, so they wanted to go to Jack in the Box. So we did that. Kind me, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm getting paid to do this. So we pull up. There's a long line. There's probably like 6 or 7 people in the drive-through, and I'm like, guys, do you really want to? You're paying surging rate or prime rates right now. Do you really want to pay to sit here? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So we go through, and you know how when you're with a bunch of people in a car, if you've ever done this, go to a drive-through. I'm actually the driver, so I'm going to be doing the ordering, and everyone's shouting everything out that they want. I just decided for them. It was fun. They're like, you can decide, whatever. Just get some tacos, a couple burgers, blah, blah, blah. So order those crap for them. And said, guys, just don't make a mess. Don't eat in my car. Just take it home. And of course, they're drunk, not listening. They were eating in the car, spilling everywhere. So no food in my car. So that's one little tangent I just wanted to mention. Work late, get these late night guys. That's where all the surging happens, if you're able to, if it's able to. And try to hit the guarantees. If you're going to be doing this more full-time, or you're able to accept, let's say, 30 to 50 rides in a week, or something like that, and you're going to be doing, 4, 5, 6 hours a day or something, you're going to want to hit the guarantee. And Lyft offers a fantastic guarantee. Uber's is not as good, but Lyft, if you meet their requirements, they pay quite a lot. I don't remember the exact requirements off the top of my head. Easy to look up. Just go to lyft.com or uber.com to find out. The other thing that I wanted to discuss was referrals. Everyone knows, if you are a Lyft or Uber driver, that they really encourage you to try to get more drivers out there. So work your referrals. Just know what it is in your area. My area, it's $750 bonus for both the new driver and for the person that referred him. So this is a great thing to make some extra cash. I've got one person that's doing it for me now, but I'm trying to get the word out there. Hence, I have this YouTube channel and my Twitter at Uplyfted channel on Twitter. But yeah, I really wanted to push the aspect of the promotional referrals, and it's a great thing. I think most people aren't going to be interested in driving for Uber or Lyft. They already work full time. Maybe they don't have a car. Maybe their car doesn't qualify. Maybe they don't qualify. But you can also still get a little tiny bonus by giving your code out to people, your referral code, which you'll know what that is, so that new riders who have not yet downloaded Uber or have not yet downloaded Lyft can get like a from Lyft anyway, it's $50 in free rides for your first 10 rides. So it's 50 bucks or 10 rides, whatever comes first. It's free. It's a great promo, and I think it nets you 20 bucks from Lyft. And I don't remember, I don't think Uber does that, but I could be wrong. I'm just talking off the top of my head. And back to what I was talking about before, using Lyft and Uber. I call it double dipping. It's a great thing. You can have both apps running concurrently on your phone. I currently use an iPhone, so I'll turn on my Uber app once I'm ready to go, get that on, go online, and then I will turn on my Lyft app. In a previous video, I mentioned I drive for Uber Select, so I don't get too many Uber Select requests because it is a higher paying service, and there's not as many people out there just that want to drive in a nicer car. But there are a few, and the few that I've encountered have been very, very substantial in terms of how much I earned on the way home. I took a lady probably 12 or 13 miles, and I ended up getting almost 50 bucks for it. So, and that was like at 6:30 in the evening or late afternoon, whatever you want to consider that. So that was cool, and she just wanted a nice car. She always uses Uber Select. I confirmed it, said, "Hey, did you pick up Uber Select?" And she's like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, cool, it's working, yay." Um, the other thing I've noticed too, if you do happen to have a car that meets the qualifications for Uber Select, one thing I have noticed is that I've probably had 5 or 6 Uber Select rides so far, and only one of them consciously was accepting or wanting an Uber Select ride. All 4 others were brand new Lyft, I'm sorry, brand new Uber passengers. They'd never used the service before. So after I picked them up, I start thinking, and I'm like, did you know about Uber Select or Uber X? And they went, no, I just picked it. So I didn't want to get into too much of it because, I'm accepting the ride. They chose it. I'm driving them where they want to go. I'm in my nice car. I might have gone out of my way to pick them up. So, I'm not trying to tell them, hey, you need to drive Uber X. It's cheaper. But I let them know, hey, I drive for Uber Select. It's where you can request a nicer vehicle. And to counter that, too, to let them know, because they're new, they probably haven't heard of Lyft either, I will mention to them that Lyft does have the promo for $50 or your first 10 rides are free. And just give them my promo code if they'd like it. Hopefully I'm not, violating any company codes by doing that, but I'm a contractor. I can mention I do work for both companies, so that way I feel a little bad if they accidentally selected Uber Select, but I'm here, I picked you up, let's go. So I just want to kind of offset that with hey, here's 50 bucks and free rides from Lyft, try it out. And it's good as a passenger to have both apps. You may not be in an area where there are any Uber drivers and there happens to be a Lyft driver, so it's also nice. I asked one person why they chose Lyft as a passenger, and he said it's because I can estimate my fare much easier than I could with Uber. I asked another passenger too, how did you end up with Lyft? And they were like, well, L comes before U in the alphabet, so that's why I chose it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So double dipping. You have both apps open. You're ready to rock and roll. You are waiting for a ping to come in. Now, the first or second time that I tried to do this, I accepted a ride and I forgot to turn off the other app that was running in the background. So I let a ride go, and that affected my acceptance rate. So the moral of the story is, number 1, ride comes in. Let's just say, example, it's on Uber. Select the ride. Now, number 2, get out of that app. Immediately go to the other app and disable or turn off driver mode. Now return back to the original app, Uber, and head towards your customer or your rider, pick them up, do your thing. And I have an iPhone, so I can double click the home button, which will pop up my current running applications to switch back and forth between the two. But if they're both running and they're live, usually on the top of your phone, it's going to say, yada yada app is running in the background. So you can just touch there and it cycles through them pretty easily. So just make sure you turn one off and don't do what I did. But it can be flustering, you're driving, maybe you're on the highway, both are going. So be very, very, very careful. Try to first pull over if you can. Don't endanger other drivers. Be safe out there. But get to know your phone, get to know how to switch back and forth between the apps pretty easily. And then once you're done, turn both back on, whatever you want to do there. So double dipping is very, very helpful. That way it lessens my time sitting out there idling or wasting my day waiting for a ride. One will come on either of the apps. So that's about it. Just to recap, talked a little bit about using both apps, both companies. Prime zone surge pricing. The whole point of this is to make more money and use your time more effectively. Another thing I wanted to mention is drive the speed limit. If you can, drive a little bit over, show a little bit of encouragement to your passengers. You're trying to get them there as quickly as possible, but at the same time, you're not there to speed. You don't want to get a speeding ticket. The other thing that the big benefit of driving the speed limit or just over it would be, even if other people are passing you wherever you're at, is it is more fuel efficient. It's all about cost. So mind your P's and Q's, take corners slowly, don't rub all that rubber off your tires. Think about your maintenance costs and your fuel as you're going to your destination. So just try not to be normal you. I know when I'm driving by myself, I can sometimes speed a little bit or take off at a light a little faster, or maybe stop a little faster because it's just me and it's fun. Love driving, but passengers aren't going to enjoy that most of the time. So mind your mileage and try to accelerate normal, try to brake normal. That'll really help you maintain better fuel economy. And the ideal speed to travel to maximize your distance, range, and how much fuel you have is 60 to 65 miles an hour on the highway. So try to be around there, low revs, that sort of thing. But yeah, work late, pick up the drunk folks, be happy, be patient, and know your area. So know where you're at, know where to park, know where to use the restroom. I mean, I've had a few times I'm driving around, I'm in like a downtown area, and usually there's no parking, so I'm looking on Google Maps like, where's a public restroom? So things like that, know where you can go to take a break or have quick access to your car if a ping comes through. And try to hit the guarantee if you're going to be a power driver, but work referrals, network with people. So like my channel, subscribe to my channel, let me know any questions you have. Thank you for watching. I know this was a long-winded kind of video. I appreciate you staying through to the end. I'm at Uplyfted channel on Twitter. And again, this is Paige signing out. Keep carrying on and get uplifted. Have a great day.